Hello everyone. In this section, we will going to discuss about Maxwell equation and boundary conditions. So first we will discuss Faraday laws. We have already discussed Faraday law, but in short. So basically, in this section, we will discuss in detail of Faraday laws. Okay. So the principle of Faraday law is any current carrying conductor produce a magnetic fields. Okay. The electromagnetic force induced in a closed path is equal to the negative of the time rate of change of the magnetic flux enclosed by the path. Okay. So the mathematical representation of Faraday law is electromagnetic force equal to minus sign n d phi by dt. Okay, where phi is flux, magnetic flux. So d phi by dt is the time rate of change of magnetic flux. N is the number of the turn of the coil, and negative sign is according to the Lenz law. Okay. The non-zero value of d phi by dt can result from any of the following situation. Okay. So here three type of the situation the electromagnetic force can be generated. First is time varying flux linking a stationary closed circuit via loop. In this case, the flux is vary. Basically, flux is vary, but closed loop circuit or a loop is stationary, not moving. Second case is magnetic field is stationary and closed loop circuit a loop is moving. Okay, and the magnetic field is constant, but the loop circuit is moving. Third case is relative motion between steady flux and closed circuit loop. Okay, in third case, both magnetic fields and circuit or a loop is moving. Circuit loop is moving and magnetic field is vary with respect to time. Okay. So a three type of the section we will discuss in detail. Here this is the basic representation of the conductor. Okay, this is the conductor and carrying the current, and this is the electric field. Okay, and the direction of the magnetic field is in this direction, arrow directions. Okay, so the gap in the open circuit loop is negligible. Basically, ideally we have to select minimum or negligible gap. Okay, basically the principle of the current we have to select closed loop, but for calculation of electromagnetic force, so a negligible gap between the loops is considered. The loop of the conductor is stationary. In this case, first case, the loop is not moving. Okay, velocity equal to 0 in that case. So only the magnetic field is vary. So in that case, we can calculate electromagnetic force minus surface integration of dV by dt. This is a partial derivation of the magnetic fields and complete integration with respect to surface. So it mean induced electromagnetic force is equal to the normal component of the time rate decreases of the flux density B integrated over surface bounded by the circuit. So it is also equal to the line integral of the electric field around the fixed loop of the conductor. That means electromagnetic force also we can calculate line integration of electric field E dot dl, or it also equal to the minus surface integration of dB by del dB by dt. Okay, so this is the integral form of Herodal law. Okay, so basically in this term, line integral of the electric field also represent as a electromagnetic force. So this equation and this equation both are the equal, so we can calculate electromagnetic force using the both equation. Okay, next section, second situation. In this situation, magnetic field is constant but loop is moving. So loop moving with velocity v. So what electric field we can calculate, this is the v cross b. So electromagnetic force can be calculated line integration of electric field. Okay, so we put the value of E equal to here. So line integration of v cross b dot dl. This equation also represent for the electromagnetic force when the magnetic field is constant and loop is moving with velocity v. And last situation, in this case the velocity loop is moving and magnetic field, flux density is vary with respect to time. In that case both equation are combined. So you can see electromagnetic force, this is the equation for the moving the loop, and this equation for the vary the magnetic field with respect to time. So combinedly it generate the electromagnetic force. Okay, so also we can put up the value of E here, v cross b d dot d minus surface integration of dv by dt ds. Okay, so the integral form of Faraday law given by the equation 4.3 can be extended to point form, applying Stokes theorem to closed line integral to change it open surface integral. So we have already discussed Stokes theorem and divergence theorem. Okay, by using the Stokes theorem, so we can convert line integral to closed line integral to open surface integral. Okay, and in case of the divergence theorem, we can convert the open surface integral to the volume integration. So in this question we apply only the Stokes theorem. So here, if apply here, this is the closed loop line integration of electric field. So applying Stokes theorem, we convert it into the open surface integration. So E dot dl, in place of E dot dl, we have to put up the del cross E. Okay, so this equation you can see E dot ds open surface integration del cross E ds. Okay, which is also equal to the minus dv by dt. So by differentiate both equation, we have del cross E equal to minus dv by dt. This is the point form of Faraday law. Clear? In this section, equation of continuity. Okay. Basically, the equation of continuity is based on the charge conservation. Okay. the charge can neither be created or nor destroyed. We know that current flow means flow of the free charge carrier. So the outward flow of the positive charge must be balanced by decreasing in positive charge within the closed surface. Okay, the current flow through the closed surface is given by a total current. Okay, in any surface we can calculate integration of closed loop integration of uh, current density dot ds. Okay, but also we know that the current we can calculate from the charge, the rate of change of the charge, it represents the current. So dq by dt represents the charge current, and qi charge inside the closed surface. Okay, so minus dq by dt, rate of change of carrier decreases. Okay, so as a principle of the conservation of charge, both equation, this and this, if the add of this equation and this equation total equal to 0, so finally line integration and surface integration of the current density is equal to minus dq by dt. Okay, from the divergence theorem we can convert surface integral to the volume integral. So this is the surface integral of the current density. So surface integral we can convert into volume integral. This is, you can see, del dot j. This is the volume. So volume integration of del dot j. So this is also equivalent to minus dq by dt. But qi is equal to volume integration of volume charge density. Rho v is equal to volume charge density. Okay, so put up this equation in this. So volume integration of current density equal to minus dv by dt, d by dt integration of volume charge dv. So surface area is constant. Okay, in that case the derivative will become partial derivation. So this derivative become partial derivative when the surface area is constant. So this is the partial derivations of the volume charge density. After differentiate both the equation, okay, so the equation will be del dot j dv equal to minus del rho v by dt del v. So del v constant and this cancel. The final equation is del dot j equal to minus d rho by dt. Yes, ma'am. This is the final equation of continuity equations. Okay. Yes, ma'am. In this section, we will discuss Maxwell equation. Okay. Basically, Faraday saw the electric field is produced by changing the magnetic field. But the principle of the Maxwell that the magnetic field can be produced by the changing of electric field. So the both principle is reverse each other. Okay, one say electric field is produced by changing of the magnetic field, and one say the magnetic field is produced by changing of the electric field. So in that case, the Maxwell derived four equations to describe the electromagnetic field. This is the most important equation for the electromagnetic field. These four electromagnetic equations are known as Maxwell equations. Maxwell equations are based on the fundamental law of Gauss, Faraday and Ampere law. Okay, this equation define the relation between the electric and magnetic field. We will consider Maxwell equation separately for static field and for time varying field. So Maxwell equation is divided into two forms. First one is differential or point form. Second is integral form. Okay. So in that case, we convert the point form to integration form to point form. So Stokes theorem and divergence theorem will be used. Okay. Stokes theorem we use for the converting the line integral to surface integral, and divergence theorem used for the converting the surface integral to the volume integral. Okay. So Maxwell equation for static field. Static field means the constant field, not vary with respect to time. Okay, it may be magnetic field, it may be electric field. So first point form is given by the Maxwell is a point form of Gauss law of steady electric field. So this is del dot D equal to rho B. Okay, D electric flux density and rho B volume charge density. That means the electric flux per unit volume leaving a small volume is equal to the volume charge density. So this is the point form of the first law of the Maxwell equation. Second Maxwell represents the point form of Ampere's circuital law for study magnetic fields. So in that case, basically the del cross H equal to J. H is magnetic field intensity and J is current density. That means the curls or the magnetic field intensity is equal to the current density. The third one is given by the del cross E equal to 0. This is also based on the Ampere circuital law of steady electric field. Okay, the fourth Max equation is the point form of Gauss law for steady magnetic fields. So that means for the static magnetic field, the total outgoing flux is 0. Okay, in case of the magnetic field, the total outgoing flux is 0. So we can represent del dot B equal to 0. So all four equations summarized in a compact form in tables. Okay, first is del dot D equal to rho B based on the Gauss law of the static electric field. Second is del cross H equal to J. Okay, point form of the Ampere's circuitry law for static magnetic field, and third is del cross E, point form of Ampere's circuitry law for static electric field, and third one is del dot B equal to 0, point form of Gauss law for static magnetic field. So in this you can see two Gauss law. First is volume charge density in case of static electric field, and second is volume magnetic field density. Okay, so based on the Gauss law for static magnetic field. Okay, and second 2 is given by the static magnetic field for the Ampere law. Okay, and third is also based on the Ampere law for static electric field. Next section, integral form. So integral form of the Maxwell equation, this section we will discuss in next lectures. Okay, so this video, recorded video, will be uploaded on the YouTube. So if you have any query, then you can comment on the YouTube comment box. Okay, and you have also mentioned the present in comment box for your attendance recorder.